What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And we are finally getting to the finale of the 10 Lives of Wolverine, with Wolverine time jumping from one era to the next, trying to protect Charles Xavier from Omega Red. With this all coming to a head, Omega Red taking over Wolverine in present day, impaling Charles Xavier. Jean Grey and Charles are doing everything they can to find out where Wolverine's mind went in the time stream. And if you have not been keeping up with the 10 lives or the 10 deaths of Wolverine, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we are picking up on Krakoa. Right now, Xavier and Jean, they are struggling. And that is because Omega Red has taken over Logan's body. And in doing so, right now he is trying to murder Charles. And Charles is trying to stay focused on finding the consciousness of Wolverine. Lost somewhere in the time stream, he is trying to bring him back to present day, to push Omega Red out of his consciousness and take back control. The only issue is the two of them, they don't know if they can hold out. They have been going days, no sleeping, no eating, just sitting here trying to save Charles' life. And in their weakest moment, when they were too tired and not strong enough to hold him out, that is when he came through. That is when Omega Red took advantage, searching through all of the lives of Logan. Right now, he is currently in 1900 Northern Canada. He has been sailing on the boat with one Xavier's family members, finally making their way to shore. Logan goes to get off, he jumps into the water, and in doing so, he feels something. Something is pulling at him. Something is bringing him to his consciousness. Swimming as hard as he can, he was following this current. Being able to make it back to his body, he is able to push Omega Red out and take back his mind. And when Omega Red had bullied into his mind, he also saw Omega Red's mind. He knows exactly where he is. He knows exactly who is responsible. Taking us to Russia, Omega Red, he is pulling the Cerebro sword from his chest. And Rasputin, he is livid. That is because Omega Red has failed him, even after opportunity given to him, one after the other. Going through different timelines, time eras, he had ample chances to take out Charles. We see Rasputin immediately turning on Omega Red, charging after him, going after the Cerebro sword. The only issue is Rasputin, he's already in a pretty beat up position, and so taking a huge punch from Omega Red, he recognizes he's probably out of his league in his current state and condition. But moreover, he knows that Charles Xavier, Logan, all of the mutants, they now know where they are. Not wanting them to find out that he has been amassing this army, knowing that they are going to come seeking revenge, he plans to get out of here before any of that happens. Because while Omega Red, he may have a grudge against Logan, Rasputin's war is much bigger than just one mutant. Rasputin transporting his entire fortress, his entire army out of this place, leaving Omega Red sitting here in the snow all by himself. And it doesn't take long for Wolverine to get on scene. With him being teleported in, he has come alone. It is Wolverine versus Omega Red. The two go charging into one another, and this battle is underway. And while the two of them are just ripping one another to pieces, we are getting some inner monologue that is coming from Logan. After all of his years of experience, he can't even remember how much he has forgotten. Through all of his time travel, through all of his years of living, through every experience, all the mind wiping, the mind erasing, the experimentation, he knows that there are huge gaps in his memory. and it's something that is almost inevitable. And though he spent many years trying to track down the ghosts of the past, trying to find those memories and get them back, if there is one thing that he has learned throughout all of this time, is that the past, it's almost irrelevant. That there is no point in dedicating too much time or worry to history, because you can't change the story that has already started. The only thing you can do is control the ending. With their battle waging on, we see Omega Red, he gets his hand just straight cut the freak off. Getting up close and personal, he takes the Cerebro sword and he drives it right through the neck of Wolverine. Now within reach, we see Wolverine take his fist and thrust it into the chest of Omega Red. With both arms, he takes his claws and he rips Omega Red right in two. With the defeat of Omega Red, Wolverine makes his way back to Sage. Having the Cerebro sword in hand, he thought it was imperative that he get this sword back to her before he did anything else. And after everything that he has been enduring, he is more than ready to take a nap. He wants to take a break and just stop for a minute. But Sage lets him know that there is no time for him to rest, because right now, the island of Krakoa, we are under attack. And the person they are under attack for is our Phalanx Wolverine, now completely taken over by Phalanx. The assimilation is now complete. What comes next is Omega Wolverine versus Logan. And that will be the end of this issue. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I've been saying it throughout all of the 10 of Lives. This is a line that I really haven't been heavily invested in. You know, I've been covering it for the sake of covering it because, you know, we've been covering almost every X-Men line and we want to move the story forward. We want to let you guys know what is going on. But this story, the whole 5 issues, it really has nothing to do with the overall plot of moving the X-Men and this new nation of Krakoa forward. You know, this story could not exist at all and nothing would change. There was no ramifications, there was no consequences. The only thing that really happened is Omega Red died. And so he's probably just not going to be resurrected. They're going to throw him into the cube, they're going to keep him there, and call it a day. This does wipe one threat off the board, but Rasputin is still out there. He still has the Chronicler. His brother Colossus is still under his influence, if you will. And so while Omega Red, he was taken off the board, he was more just a pawn, a means to an end, if you will. An opportunity to try to take a strike at Charles Xavier. And for an X-Men level event, I really feel like it's a disappointment that this is such a closed-in miniseries. That you could remove all 5 of these issues and you wouldn't tell any difference. Now, when it comes to the 10 deaths of Wolverine, that has huge impact on everything going on. And it wasn't until the last freaking page of the 10 lives that they actually connect with one another. You know, I had thought that these were going to connect along the entire way, especially the way they released them, so on and so forth, but really we're only getting a small little crossover, which for me is a very severe disappointment. I do believe that there was some great artwork that came out of this. You know, I am definitely one that loves the visual aspects of things, so when it comes to the artwork, I really did appreciate it, but I found it just very pointless. And I'm trying not to be too critical. I really am. And honestly, the best thing I can say is thank God that we got the 10 deaths of Wolverine. Well, after the last issue, a lot of people may have fallen off and been like, you know what, this has just gotten too much. Moira's jump to being the mutant supervillain, if you will, was just too drastic. It was too quick. You know, I've seen a lot of different comments on that. I really think it's Benjamin Piercy just ready to move the plot forward. You know, we have been sitting in the first Krakoan age for quite some time, and they have really been dragging out how long they can go. But eventually, you know, the readers, everybody wants some kind of conclusion, or at least a sense of direction that we are moving forward, and we're not just milking this Krakoan age for everything it is. Because honestly, if you wanted to do that, you could go to Araco and just explore all of the millions of mutants that are on that planet. It's gonna be very interesting to see how it all plays out though. You know, this whole time, To be completely honest, I've been rooting for the X-Men to fail. Their hubris, their egos, mostly the Quiet Council. You can't blame all of the mutants. It's really just the leadership that has gone too far. And they have so many things that are currently stacked against them. It looks like it is almost inevitable for mutantkind to fail. But with one more issue left, bringing this whole event to a close, we have Moira dead on the ground. More than likely, she is going to be uploaded to some kind of AI machine or something of that nature. My running theory is that she is going to be Omega Sentinel. And then we have Omega Wolverine versus Wolverine. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. If you really enjoy this channel, if you would like to donate to the channel, be sure to check out that super like button. It will let you directly donate to the channel. Make sure to leave a comment of whatever comic you would like covered, DC, Marvel, or Indie, and I guarantee we will cover that issue for you. And so with that being said, until the next breakdown.